All right. Much like Coach, but before we get into the football topics, would like to definitely start off by offering our thoughts and prayers to Lisa Lopez Galvin, her family, all the families that were impacted the day of the parade. Certainly a heartbreaking and tragic day for us. Our organization has been in contact with the families, and we will continue to do so and be a pillar of support for them both now and into the future. And speaking of support, certainly want to thank the first responders that day, men and women in uniform, for their support, and really everyone that day that showed their guidance during a tough time. Numerous player accounts and stories, and proud of those guys for the work they did and for the calmness they showed. So definitely wanted to start off by, again, sending our thoughts and prayers to those families. It's tough to transition now into football, but understand that's why we're here, and a lot to be proud and thankful for. 8 straight AFC West titles, 6 AFC championships, 4 Super Bowls in the last 6 years, 3 Super Bowl wins. So back-to-back titles hadn't been done in a while, and we're looking forward to going after that ever-elusive three-peat. And wouldn't be here without the outstanding leadership of Clark and the Hunt family, and Mark and his crew, our great players, our outstanding coaching staff, Ted Cruz, for his amazing job that he does all year, and my personnel staff. I can't thank them enough. I truly believe I have best group of scouts in the NFL. So looking forward to being here and starting this process, meeting with player agents and getting to know the new draft prospects and to meet them and interview them. So with that, I'll take your questions.
Brett, can you talk about how you've assessed the receiver position since retiring coach, and how you will be assessing it this offseason?
I think, much like any position, we're always looking to get better. And so, whether it be receiver, O-line, D-line, DBs, any opportunity we can to make our team better, we're gonna do that. And so we put a high priority on the depth in our roster, and so we'll attack that much like we do all the positions and try to get the very best players we can and go through our process. Every team's process is a little bit different and unique. We have ours, and there's always a chance to refine and tune things. But again, I think in this league, because of such a long season, I'm talking 20-game season, it's a marathon, and you have to attack every position and with the mindset of just having that depth, because it's not a matter of if but when players go down. Yeah, we did a lot of work on him, and that is, that's a good point. I mean, it's a little bit different in our offense. There's a lot of verbiage, a lot of dialogue. You're always going to have a coaching staff that puts a ton of pressure on young players to come in and perform. Our situation is a little unique, where you have a coaching staff and a quarterback that puts a lot of pressure for the players to come in and perform right away. So credit to Rasheed. I mean, it just speaks to him and his resilience. It was a lot early on, and our coaches just did a great job of pacing him. I know early on you see the flashes and you want more and more and more, but there was a plan, there was a vision, and sometimes these things take time. Sometimes they don't happen as soon as you want. It takes some time, but with Rasheed, I think he was determined to make it happen this year and to keep working, and he did a great job. So certainly credit to him and the work he put in off the field with the playbook and with our coaches after practice. I mean, we're gonna, just like last year, with Chris and with LJ, with a lot of our players, we get a chance to meet the agents this week, and he's at the top of the list. Love Chris and tried really hard to get something done, and we didn't. But when we got together right after that Detroit game, we had a great talk, and both parties, I think, want to be here, so we'll get to work. And that's certainly a guy we want back and love, and want to see him finish and end his career here in Kansas City. Well, I mean, I think our division, tremendous coaching. I mean, I think the first thing you think of is the outstanding coaching, and now 2 more great coaches hired in LA and Oakland. So I think the task is with these organizations is that they're smart organizations, they're tough organizations, and they're led by great coaches, and so they're going to have different ways to attack us. And I mean, we all saw last year what Vegas did to us Christmas Day, and we went on I think to win the rest of the game. So never an easy game, but I think we just have to be in the mindset of just control what we can control and just try to put this roster together and be the best version of ourselves. And I think when we just take care of what we need to do and just try to make our roster better and get better, improving from what we did last year. I don't think we ever chase anybody. We just try to be the best version of ourselves. So we'll continue to do that, but certainly a tough task in our division. Great teams, great rosters, great coaching staffs.
Brett, when you have two guys like Sneed and Jones, marquee guys like that, does that place an urgency to get one deal done while you're negotiating simultaneously because they have one franchise tag?
Yeah, I mean, certainly. That's always a stress. You'd like to be able to tag all the guys and pay all the guys, and it's tough because the more you win, I mean, the more you got to pay players, and obviously when you have this amount of success, you're paying a lot of players a lot of money, and then it's equally as tough because you're drafting late. So there's challenges. We'll go through them, and we'll always put our best foot forward. Certainly want to do what we can to try to keep both those players, and that's going to be our goal and intent. Hopefully we're able to figure something out, but every free agency is different, unique, and crazy, and so, but we do have one tag, and I anticipate probably using it to help us, but I think our goal is to try to get both those players done and then work down the rest of our roster. Yeah, we'll get a chance to meet with him and his agent, Love McColl, and if there's an opportunity there that makes sense for him and us, I'm sure we wouldn't be opposed to going down that road. I mean, listen, when you have a guy that has played in this offense and understands all the verbiage, all the dialogues, all the play checks, I mean, that's why we didn't have a lot of ammunition to do much at the trade deadline last year. That one just kind of opened itself up where the price wasn't much, and our coaches knew him, he knew us, and it worked out. And I mean, thrilled for him for that last play. I mean, what a turn of events for him. But love McColl, and I'm sure we'll be in contact with him. I'm not a big reader, no. I watch the Netflix documentaries, and I'm a big documentary guy, so I don't read much, but I spend a lot of time just watching documentaries and trying to learn about historical events and things in the past. But Mike Berganzi is the guy you want to talk to. He reads, every time I'm in his office, he's reading a book. So if you're wanting to talk books and talk reading, Mike Berganzi is the guy. Yeah, we go through our process. That one was a long process there, and there was, I think, from our end, we attack this like we do every player that we add in our roster. We just go through the whole process and our entire intel and security team, and I think when that came through, it was a pretty much green light, and that it was an opportunity for him. Probably should have been in the league maybe sooner than what he was, but he had to go through that process, and looking forward to adding him to the roster. But as far as the information in our process, there was no hold up there. Well, Brant's amazing. We're certainly going to miss Brant, and congratulations to him and his family, and to the Panthers for that hire there. Brant, Chris Shea, that whole staff, I mean, really Brant got ahead of that one early, and the key in this league is getting a quarterback, and then once you get him, it's securing him long term, and then having the ability to do things within the contract to allow and provide flexibility. Brant got on top of that early. He has a tremendous relationship with the agent community, does a great job, super smart. Going to miss him a lot. I haven't get a chance to see him yet, but I'm looking forward to catching up with him. But going to miss him. We have some big shoes to fill. Chris Shea and Jack Woloff, they'll do a great job. But again, Brant was on top of that Mahomes contract early and did a great job of guiding the organization through that.
Last question.
I think, in some ways there is the benefit of, I think if you get close in negotiations, I think you get the added benefit of the ties go to the Chiefs, because I think if all things were equal, It is a money deal at the end of the day, and people aren't going to turn down a huge discrepancy in contracts. But I think we get the benefit of breaking all ties. So I think that's a huge benefit. And on the flip side, there's a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety in every offseason because you have small windows and you don't have the ability to make a ton of mistakes. I mean, your margin for error is razor thin, so you got to be good on your draft picks and you got to be good on your free agency guys that come in. Excess picks or excess money, so you got to be efficient with what you have.
All right, thank you.
Yep.